Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. I'd like to wish you all a happy Christmas. Now, I'm going to be giving you my starting 11 prediction for our game against Leicester City tomorrow. Now, Solsjaer is going to obviously make changes from our 2-0 win against Everton in the Carabao Cup quarter final. So I think Solsjaer is going to go with the 4-2-3-1 formation. So I think he's going to go with David De Gea in goal. I think he's going to go with Wan-Bissaka at right back. I think the two centre-halves will be Eric Bailly and Harry Maguire. I think Eric Bailly will be given another chance because he impressed me against Everton. At left back, I think we're going to go with Luke Shaw. In the midfield, I think we're going to go with Paul Pogba and Fred. I think Bruno Fernandes will play ahead of them two. On the left, I'm going to go with Anthony Martial. On the right, I'm going to go with Marcus Rashford. And up top, I'm going to go with Edinson Cavani. So that's how I think Manchester United could line up tomorrow. Now, this is a big test for Ole Gunnar Solsjaer. It's second against third. Now, we did the double over Leicester last season. We're beating them at the King Power last season by 2-0. That was the final game of last season in the Premier League, and we're beating them at Old Trafford 1-0. Now, if we do beat Leicester, that'll be 11 wins in a row away from home in the Premier League. And if we beat them, we will go second. Leicester, though, have been good this season. I think Brendan Rodgers is a very, very good manager. Rodgers has been Leicester manager now for almost 2 years. I think, was it last year, he signed a 5.5-year deal with Leicester. He's made quite a few signings since he became Leicester manager. Obviously, he's brought the likes of Fofana in. They brought him in earlier on this year. They brought Timothy Castagne in. They brought him in earlier on this year. Last year, he brought the likes of Dennis Pryor in, James Justin, Youri Tielemans. Well, they did have Youri Tielemans on loan, but obviously they got him permanently when obviously Brendan Rodgers was in charge. They also got Perez last year. And Leicester have got good players that we need to be aware of now. Obviously, one of their key players is Jamie Vardy. Rodgers has already confirmed that Vardy will be fit for the game tomorrow. He's recently been out with injury. Don't forget, Jamie Vardy has risen up from non-league football. Iheanacho, he's one of their key players. James Maddison, he's one of their key players. Wilfred Ndidi, he's one of their key players as well. Ricardo Pereira, he's out with injury until January, so he's not going to be available. They've got So Young Koo, he's been out with injury. They've got Fuchs, one of their key players. They've got Marco Brighton. Wes Morgan, I think, is still with Leicester. Johnny Evans, he's at Leicester, don't forget, so he probably will be reuniting with Manchester United tomorrow. Don't forget, we had Johnny Evans for a long time. Got a good goalkeeper in Schmeichel. So there you go. And don't forget, Leicester have let good players go. They let Ben Chilwell go to Chelsea during the summer. They lost Harry Maguire to us in the summer of 2019. They lost N'Golo Kante and Danny Drinkwater to Chelsea. So you can say Chelsea have done good business with Leicester in recent times. They also lost Riyad Mahrez to Manchester City in the summer of 2018. Leicester haven't only been consistent under Brendan Rodgers, they was also consistent under Claudio Ranieri, because they did win the Premier League title under Claudio Ranieri, and that was back in 2016. Leicester obviously coming into this game on the back of a 2-0 win against Tottenham, so they did bounce back from that defeat to Everton not so long ago. But we're coming into this game on the back of a 2-0 win against Everton in the Carabao Cup quarter-final. And Solsjaer has said that we can make a statement if we reach the Carabao Cup final. We do have Manchester City in the semi-final. It's very imperative that we get our first trophy on the board under Solskjaer. You know, we haven't won a trophy for almost 4 years. Solskjaer was saying prior to the game against Everton that our players are desperate to learn how to win trophies. But yeah, it was 2 late goals that won us the game against Everton. The goals came from Edison Cavani and Anthony Martial. We won our last league game. We did beat Leeds United by 6-2. That's our biggest win this season, and that was our second win at Old Trafford in the Premier League this season. I did watch bits and bats of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference building up to this game against Leicester. And he's actually come out and said that Man United must ignore title talk. And he said that we could easily concede 4 goals. That's if we do go behind in the game. But I only watched some of it. I think it was like a 5.5 minute press conference or something like that. Now, after Leicester, we have got Wolves at home. Should be winning that because Wolves haven't been that good this season. And after Wolves, we have got Villa on New Year's Day. Then it's Manchester City in the Carabao Cup semi-final. Then after that, it's Watford in the Cup, and then it's Liverpool. So games are coming up thick and fast for Manchester United. So, yeah. So, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is here to stay. Because Pochettino is set to take over at PSG. Because PSG recently sacked Thomas Tuchel. Now, don't forget, Pochettino was the favourite to take over at Manchester United. You know, he was the favourite to take over after Jose Mourinho got sacked. Now, like I've said to you, I do like Pochettino. He's a good manager. You know, he did well in his 5.5 years with Tottenham. You know, he got Tottenham to their first ever Champions League final last year, and he guided them to the League Cup final and got them to 2 FA Cup semi-finals. You know, he enjoyed a good time at Southampton, guided them to their highest ever finish in the Premier League era, but he only enjoyed a short tenure with them, and before then he was at Espanyol. My only element of concern about Pochettino that he's not won anything in terms of silverware. But he has been managerless now for over a year, and he said on Monday Night Football earlier on this season that, you know, he was missing football and he was ready for a return to management. But he has been in touch base with Man United quite a few times, but I'm going to fully disregard it now. Ole Gunnar Solsjaer has now got the time and freedom to succeed at Manchester United. And there's a lot of Manchester United fans now anyway that are Ole in. But earlier on in the season, there was a lot of Manchester United fans demanding Ole out of the football club. I'm still not sure if he is the right manager for Manchester United. Ole's priority is leading the club to long-term success. Now, we certainly are in the title race because we are third in the Premier League. Like I've said though, I'm very sceptical that we'll win the title this season. Very sceptical about it. But I think definitely 21 is coming, like I recently said. I think maybe we could win it next season or maybe the season after. You know, don't forget we haven't won the Premier League since 2013. So we haven't won it now for around 8 years. But Solskjaer said a few times earlier on this season that Man United can win the Premier League. You know, Roy Keane said after our 6-2 win against Leeds that we can challenge Liverpool for the Premier League title this season. But I've said to you already, if we can finish in the top 4, top 3 this season, and if we can win a trophy, that would represent a very good season for Man United, and then that would give us something to build on. This is Ole's second full season as Manchester United manager. He's managed over 100 games for the club in all competitions, and he's under contract with Man United until 2022. He's been with us now just over 2 years. It was his 2-year anniversary not so long ago. Ole did well last season in his first full season because he got us qualification for the Champions League, also got us third, and he guided us to 3 semi-finals. You know, I credit him for getting us to the semi-final this season. We're enjoying a good period now. You know, we have won 6 of our last 7 league games. We went on a 19-game unbeaten run in all competitions last season. Ole has made good signings since he became Man United manager. He's spent over £200 million at the club, and he's enjoyed around 4 transfer windows. So the January transfer window will be his 5th transfer window as Man United manager. You know, we've seen a lot of players depart the club since he got recommended in. And his decision making in some games has been good. But there's obviously been a lot of games where his decision making has been poor, and obviously it has cost us. So there's definitely positives to take. isn't there? We've already made our plans for next year. Obviously, next year we are looking to make more signings. There's been a lot of players on our agenda. We are prioritising signing a new centre-half in January. I think we need someone to go alongside Harry Maguire in our back line. We're looking to strengthen up in 4 positions, so we're looking to get a centre-half in, a right winger, a defensive midfielder and a right back. Ed Woodward's recently changed our transfer strategy. As you all know, we are closing in on the signing of Moises Caicedo. Reports were saying yesterday that he's undergoing his Man United medical, and he said he's set to sign a 5-year deal, and it says Man United will pay around 4.5 million for him. It said though, didn't it, yesterday, that Chelsea could hijack our move for him, because Chelsea have been in talks with Moises Caicedo and Brighton and Newcastle have been interested. And Diario Extra, which is an Ecuadorian outlet there, recently said that we'd reached an agreement and we was in advanced talks with Independiente del Valle. And we have outbid AC Milan and RB Leipzig for him. But Caicedo has already revealed that his favourite club is Manchester United. So yeah, he's going to be the first signing for January by the looks of things. You obviously know the news on David Alaba. Oliver Kahn, who's Bayern Munich chef, he's provided us with an update on him, and he said it's very likely that Alaba will leave Bayern Munich. Heinz Rummenigge, who's Bayern Munich's CEO, he's appeared to accept that David Alaba will leave on a free transfer. We've already made a formal offer for him. So too have Manchester City. Chelsea are going to start negotiations over possibly getting the player. Madrid and Barcelona have been interested. Bayern Munich, I think, have been trying to get David Alaba a new contract, but he's refused it. He's been at Bayern Munich for several years. He's scored 32 goals. He's in 404 games in all competitions. And he's into the final 6 months of his contract. He predominantly plays as a centre-half and a left-back, but before he's played as a central midfielder, he's played as a left winger, and he's also played as a right winger, and he is the age of 28. Jack Grealish, I think we're going to go in for him in January. Aston Villa said that they expect bids from Manchester United and Man City. He recently said that Liverpool could go in for him as a possible replacement for Mohamed Salah. Because it actually said that Mohamed Salah is unhappy at Liverpool. I think Villa value Jack Grealish at around £100 million, reflecting on his good performances. We went in for Jack Grealish during the summer, but Villa said that they wanted £80 million, so obviously Aston Villa's valuation put us off. In September, Grealish signed a 5-year contract with Aston Villa. And as you all know, he has been banned from driving. Jadon Sancho, I think we're going to go back in for him next year. There's a good chance Jadon Sancho will leave Dortmund next year. I think he recently scored his first goal in 7 games. Sancho made an admission earlier on this season saying that it has been hard for him this season. A few weeks ago, Borussia Dortmund sacked Lucien Favre because obviously a few weeks ago they lost 5-1 to Stuttgart. Jadon Sancho was our number one priority target during the summer, but Borussia Dortmund said that they wanted a £108 million and we was not willing to meet that valuation. And he said a few times during the summer transfer window that Sancho agreed personal terms with Man United and the agent fees had been agreed, but we couldn't come to an agreement on an actual fee. Don't forget, Dortmund did say during the summer that we had until the 10th of August to sign the player. We obviously missed out on that deadline. This is Sancho's fourth season at Dortmund. He hasn't been so good this season, but prior to that, he's been very, very consistent. I think he's under contract with Dortmund till 2023, is it? They only paid £8 million for him from Man City back in 2017. We could go in for Erling Haaland next year, but I think his move to Man United is complicated because of, obviously, his agent Mini Riola's relationship with Manchester United. It's obviously poor, isn't it? And I said it was a shame that we missed out on Erling Haaland back in January because he would have been an Ole Gunnar Solsjaer type signing. Solsjaer knows the player well because Ole was the one that gave Haaland his debut at the age of 16 at Molde. And in December last year, Ole and Ed Woodward went to Norway to meet up with Haaland. At that point, we had no Champions League football to offer. This is probably why he didn't come, or one of the reasons he didn't come. Dortmund got him instead. They paid £17 million for him, and he's got a contract with Dortmund till 2024. I think Haaland does have a £68 million release clause. Does that become active next year, or is it the year after? But yeah. But I think we could make a good 4 or 5 signings next year. We're obviously going to focus on the outgoings as well as the incomings because there is still deadwood at the football club. Like I've already gone through with you, I think next year we will get rid of Jesse Lingard, Phil Jones, Marcus Rojo, Romero, because Romero is our third choice goalkeeper. Gallo will leave next month when his loan expires. We could sell Juan Mata. We could sell Matic. Possibly could sell Bay. Like I said, Bay's a good centre-half, but he's just too injury-prone. He's certainly a better centre-half than Lindelof. Obviously, there's a lot of rumours about Paul Pogba leaving next summer. Daniel James, he could leave as well, I heard. There has been rumours of Brandon Williams going out on loan. But Brandon Williams is our third choice left-back now, following the arrival of Alex Telles. And earlier on in the season, there was rumours of Dean Henderson going out on loan. But hopefully, next year, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer gets the backing he deserves. And Ed Woodward has come out several times to support Solskjaer. Despite us having a poor start to the season and despite us getting knocked out of the Champions League. But during the summer transfer window, he wasn't backed enough because we missed out on all of his priority targets. None of our managers have been backed enough since Sir Alex Ferguson left, and this is one of the main reasons why the board's been one of the biggest problems at the club for several years. You know what I mean? But these players this season at Manchester United that have really, really impressed me. Marcus Rashford, he's really, really impressed me, and he's improved in general under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. I just think we need to keep Marcus Rashford out wide because that's where he's more effective. I've got to give Martial credit. He's recently impressed me as well. Because he did endure a difficult start to the season, Martial. Edison Cavani, he's endured a fantastic start to his Manchester United career. Mason Greenwood's been good recently. I think Bruno Fernandes has been very impressive since he signed for the club. He's definitely our best player and he's the best signing we've made since the Sir Alex Ferguson era. Donny van der Beek, he's impressed me since he's come in. Started against Everton, he was playing on that left-hand side. But when we've been playing him recently, most of the time we've been putting him in that deeper role. That's where he's more effective. Van der Beek, though, he's only made 2 starts in the Premier League so far. Fred, he's impressed me this season. I've got to give Paul Pogba credit because he's recently impressed me as well. Tom Ware's also impressed me. Alex Telles has impressed me. Alex Telles has enjoyed a fantastic start to his Manchester United career. Apart from the bad game he had against RB Leipzig. Luke Shaw's been impressive. My only element of concern about Luke Shaw is injury prone. Came off injured against Leeds, but now obviously he's back. He initially had an hamstring injury earlier on in the season. I think that Harry Maguire has been impressive. Lindelof's impressed me in some games. And Wan-Bissaka has certainly impressed me as well. De Gea, surprisingly, has impressed me in some games this season. And Juan Mata's impressed me in a few of the games he's played in this season. So there you go. But like I say, in the last 8 years, Manchester United have been playing catch-up. You know, we spent over £1 billion on players since Ferguson left, and we've brought around 36 players in since Ferguson left. You know, 3 managers have been sacked since Ferguson, and that was obviously David Moyes, Louis van Gaal and Jose Mourinho, and we're not really known as a sacking football club. We've only won 4 trophies since Fergie left, and that was the FA Cup under Van Gaal and the Europa League, the League Cup and the Community Shield under Jose Mourinho. Obviously, disregarding the Community Shield, it's 3 trophies, isn't it? We have made mistakes in the last 7.5, 8 years. That's one of the main reasons why we've been inconsistent as well. Like I said to you, we haven't dominated English football since the Sir Alex Ferguson era. And like I've said to you time and time again, no manager at Man United will replicate Ferguson's legacy, and no one will last as long as Ferguson did. But we certainly can get back to where we want to be, certainly. Ole Gunnar Solsjaer has gained some managerial experience, reflecting how long he's been at the club, you can say that, but he hasn't got a good pedigree behind him, has he? You know, what's he won? What, a couple of Norwegian titles at Molde, but Molde are a big club, and at Cardiff, his record was disastrous. But like I've said to you, whether it works out under Solskjaer or not, I adore him, and we know he's a club legend. He was a great player for us for 11 years. He flourished under Sir Alex Ferguson's guidance. As you all know, his most iconic moment as a player was obviously when he scored the late win in the Champions League final back in 1999, because obviously his goal won the club the treble, and that's the club's greatest achievement, isn't it? So there you go. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.